Chapter 1. The growler storm rolled over the landscape of Hellhole, a riot of static discharges and blistering wind. The electric bursts etched glassy scars along the ground, scattered pebbles and dust, and splintered a spindly tree on the edge of the spaceport landing field. High-resolution weather satellites had observed and followed the storm as it came over the hills toward Michella Town. The colonists took shelter in their reinforced homes, protected from the planet's persistent violence. They were accustomed to the destructive vagaries of Hellhole's weather, the frequent quakes and everyday shifts in wind. By now, they knew how to survive here. On the outskirts of town, Elba, the large headquarters residence of General Adolphus, stood armored against the storm. The sealed window plates and thick doors held firm, and the wind moaned with frustration as it pressed against the structure. Grounded lightning rods dissipated the repeated blasts. Standing at the reinforced window plate, Adolphus stared out at the wind-whipped landscape. During the first desperate years of the Hellhole colony, growler storms had taken a high toll, but now the fury was just part of daily existence. Static discharges exploded in the sky like weapon blasts. He saw the weather as a metaphor, an apt one. The storm is coming. The members of his strategy session were safe for the moment, but soon a far more destructive hurricane would arrive when Diadem Michella Duchenet sent her army of the Constellation against the upstart rebels. Sophie Vance brought him a cup of hot kiafa to drink before the strategy meeting resumed. "This is recently harvested, our best crop yet. Another step toward providing civilized amenities out here." He sipped the hot beverage and nodded. "Further amenities can wait until I secure our freedom." It was here, inside the meeting room of his headquarters, that he had conspired with a select group of like-minded planetary administrators to construct their own transportation network that did not rely on the old government. And they had done it right under the Diadem's nose. Now that the isolated frontier worlds were connected by the new stringline network, they could become self-sufficient, without paying exorbitant tribute to the Diadem Michella. Holding his cup of kiafa, Adolphus took a seat at the planning table. "The Constellation fleet will be coming. We can be certain of that. Sonjera received our announcement more than a month ago and killed our ambassadors 2 weeks ago. We know Diadem Michella will respond. We've been preparing for this all along, quietly building up our defenses. Each day we get more and more ready." Boney Craig Jordan, his security chief, was proud of the hodgepodge Hellhole military. A veteran from the First Rebellion, he had been protecting the general for years in his exile. Now, during the rapid military preparations, Jordan managed part of Hellhole's defensive army. The army of the Constellation is a lumbering beast, widespread, mismanaged, hobbled by its own bureaucracy. That buys us a little time. Adolphus tapped his fingers on the table. Their fleet is being assembled, armed, loaded, and supplied right now. A gigantic operation for which they are ill-prepared. The Diadem is impatient, but confident in her overwhelming strength. She will try to destroy everything on Hellhole, just to make an example of us. He showed strength by maintaining a smile on his face. I would prefer not to let that happen. Therefore, we have to outsmart them. That's all there is to it." Jordan let out a boisterous laugh that carried more velocity than his frame seemed capable of delivering. "Diadem Michella has a habit of underestimating you, sir. When she exiled you to Hellhole, she didn't expect you or our colony to survive, much less prosper." "We can hope she's too old."